Beneath the vast, endless expanse of the ocean, where the sunlight barely touched and shadows danced like ancient spirits, a great whale drifted silently. Its massive body, once sleek and majestic, was now covered in thousands of sharp, crusty barnacles. They clung to its skin like tiny invaders, digging in, causing pain with every movement. But the barnacles weren't the whale's only problem. A deadly, poisonous fishing net had wrapped itself tightly around its massive frame, cutting deep into its flesh, leaving open wounds that oozed into the water. The whale's deep, mournful songs echoed through the ocean, but no one came to help. Miles away, on the surface, a seasoned diver named Leo prepared for his usual dive. He had spent years exploring the ocean, studying its mysteries and saving creatures in need. But today felt different. As he lowered himself into the water, he felt an eerie pull, as if the sea itself was whispering a desperate plea. As Leo descended into the deep blue, the light faded, and the cold water wrapped around him like a second skin. He moved deeper than he ever had before, guided by the faint, sorrowful songs of the whale. The sound was haunting, filled with pain and loneliness. Following the calls, Leo finally saw it, the massive, gentle giant struggling in the dark. The sight took his breath away. The whale's body was grotesquely transformed. The barnacles had multiplied, creating jagged, rough patches all over its skin, while the poisonous net had eaten into its flesh, glowing faintly in the dim light. The whale's eyes were dull, almost lifeless, as if it had given up hope. But Leo hadn't. With steady hands and a calm heart, he swam closer, careful not to startle the giant. The whale watched him with tired eyes but didn't move. It was as if it knew Leo was there to help. Leo started with the net. He pulled out his specialized diving knife, designed to cut through the toughest materials. But this net was no ordinary net. Its fibers were laced with toxins, designed to immobilize anything it caught. Every time Leo touched it, he felt a burning sensation through his gloves. But he didn't stop. Slowly, meticulously, Leo began cutting through the net. Each slice was a struggle, his hands shaking from the poison seeping through his gear. The whale groaned softly, a deep, rumbling sound that vibrated through the water. It was in pain, but Leo's determination gave it a flicker of hope. Hours passed. The deeper Leo cut, the more the net fought back, tightening around the whale's massive body like a serpent. But Leo was relentless. Finally, with one final, desperate tug, the last piece of the poisonous net came free. The whale shuddered, its massive body rippling through the water, feeling relief for the first time in what must have been months. But Leo wasn't done yet. The barnacles still clung to the whale, thousands of them. Leo knew he couldn't remove them all by hand, not in one dive. He needed a different approach. He remembered reading about how certain sounds and vibrations could loosen barnacles from surfaces. Leo pulled out a small underwater device from his gear, a sonic emitter he used to study underwater acoustics. He adjusted the frequency, setting it to a specific pitch he hoped would affect the barnacles without hurting the whale. He turned it on. A low hum vibrated through the water, growing stronger and stronger. At first, nothing happened. But then, slowly, the barnacles began to loosen. One by one, they detached from the whale's skin, drifting away like tiny, defeated soldiers. The whale remained still, as if understanding that Leo's strange device was helping it. Minutes turned into an hour, and by the time Leo's air tank was nearly empty, the whale's body was almost clear. The barnacles floated away into the deep, disappearing into the dark abyss. Leo looked into the whale's eyes one last time. They were no longer dull and lifeless. They sparkled with gratitude, shimmering like the stars above the ocean's surface. With his air running low, Leo gave the whale a final nod and began his ascent. The whale followed him for a while, swimming beside him like a silent guardian, before diving back into the depths, free and majestic once more. When Leo broke through the surface, gasping for air, he looked out at the endless ocean. He knew he had done something extraordinary, not just saving a creature but connecting with the deep, mysterious world beneath the waves. And far below, in the darkest corners of the ocean, the whale sang a new song, a song of freedom and gratitude, echoing through the deep, telling the tale of the diver who had braved the poisonous depths to save it.